Good to go.
Action.
We're on.
Here we are.
Thanks for doing this, man.
Man, I'm excited.
And having the idea to get this going. This is an important thing. Staying connected and all that.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's going to be good about this. What are we doing? Should we tell people what we're doing first?
Yeah, good idea. And who are you?
And I'm Brian, Sagittarius. Here to talk about trucking.
It's a full backstory.
Thank you for coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to sound like I'm on public radio right now.
Good.
And do the public radio voice. But that's probably not me, and the hillbilly's going to come out sooner or later, so I'm going to stop with that. But, man, I think it's a really good idea for us to better communicate. One of the things that we've done a lot in marketing at Mercer is we do newsletter. Mm-hmm. But what happens with newsletters is we end up delivering news because it's quarterly newsletter. You get to sit at the Mid-America Truck Show in March and look at our newsletter and read all of the wonderful things that we did at Christmas time at Mercer.
Yeah.
So,
There's a lot that goes on.
Yeah, the newsletter isn't new. It's more like a history letter. So we're looking for new ways to communicate, and podcasting seems to do pretty well.
So this is it. This is the podcast.
So now you're trapped in it.
I'm here for the long haul. In talking with you about it, I thought it was cool the way we're talking about connecting in this day and age and how people stay connected and how we can get more connected. It's an important thing. Like you say, the newsletter comes out once a quarter, and that's great, but we want something more consistent. And it's a great idea to get together and have us just kind of shoot the bull and talk about some stuff.
And the other thing is we got guys out there on the road.
Yeah.
Who might not have time to sit down and read a newsletter that's 17, 18 pages long, but probably has plenty of time to listen to your sultry voice while he's driving down the road. By the way, who are you again?
So you're Brian Helton.
Brian Helton, marketing.
I am Tyler Johnston, Director of Operations here at Mercer.
That sounds really stuffy.
Yeah, it's just a lot of words. I talk to people, and I know a little bit about trucking now. I started. Do you know how I started trucking in the beginning?
No.
What I did?
No, I just assumed that you were born into it.
Here in the Mercer?
Because you're so good at it.
Mostly. So out of college, I had a guy, my parents' next door neighbor, actually. He was a CFO for a large trucking company in Jeffersonville, Indiana. Rhymes with Mummet Trucking.
Yes.
So he was a CFO over there. Well, he left there and started his own little trucking company.
Mummet.
Thought that the guy that was the CFO for Mummet.
So he started a new
trucking
thing.
company, and hired me on to be sales and gave me the 2008 CSA manual and said, "Here, read this, learn trucking." I was like 700 pages, ridiculous. So I did
the CSA manual.
So I read it, 700 pages. Started in sales there. Then our dispatcher quit, and I had to do dispatch and operations, and that's how I learned how to do brokerage and a little thing like that. But we grew it from 6 trucks to, I think we had 14 at the point of sale, and we sold to another Southern Indiana company that rhymes with Mr. G Trucking. I don't know if we can use names. So anyway, rhymes with Mr. Schmister Schmee Trucking.
Schmister Schmee.
Yeah. So, and I left there and I went to a high-profile brokerage. I won't forget that experience. At this high-profile brokerage, I won't name them, I made 10,534 phone calls in a little less than 3 months. Selling freight. That's all I was doing.
That
dialing for
like
trucks.
A lot of
hustling.
Fun.
It was awful. Awful, terrible. But I love the industry, right? I love talking to people. So I made a connection at Mercer during that time. And I came over in freight operations. So I started in freight operations, went on to manage freight operations, the LKs areas. So you all know about the LKs and all that. Then brokerage, and did a little bit of both. And that's before I came over and did operations as well, truck ops and van ops and so on. So I've been doing that, the full gambit of operations for a little over a year now. Yeah. So that's my history. I wasn't born into it.
That's so shocking.
But I was raised in the darkness of Mercer.
Yeah. Well,
Or the light,
I grew
whatever you
up
wanna
at
say.
Mercer.
Did you coordinate?
No.
What'd you do?
No, I came in as a recruiter.
Oh, that's right.
Just came in recruiting a couple of years in.
How long have you been here? No, you just celebrated an anniversary, right?
20 years.
20 years.
20 years.
I'm behind you. I'm at 10.
Well, as long as you make sure you're completely unemployable at another place, it's easy to put in 20 years somewhere.
Well, we'll keep you, man.
I hope
Appreciate
you
you
do.
being here.
It's been fun. I love Mercer. Love being here. So now everybody knows who we are.
Great.
And I kind of poked fun at you when you were the director of operations and hostile takeover of Mercer Transportation, and director of meetings.
Oh, yeah.
I started out. Oh, that sounds fancy.
Yeah.
When you were talking about all
It's
of
a lot
that.
of words.
But one of the reasons I was really interested in doing this with you is because you were like the anti-operations manager in trucking.
Oh, yeah?
And, well, I've been around a lot. I've went to a lot of trucking shows, and I've met a lot of very important directors
Importante.
of whatever at trucking. And you're just not like the other kids on the playground when it comes to that area.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
Well, no, you're way more approachable and down to earth and easy to talk to, and you're knowledgeable. You know a lot because you read that whole manual, and but you're easy to talk to. You're not stuffy. I think we met. I think the first time I really had a good conversation with you, we were doing the mannequin challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Over in
That was
Freight, and you and Bard were kind of orchestrating this whole
Yeah.
crazy idea to challenge people to that, and we had to figure out how to shoot that.
Weird you say that, because the approachability thing that you were talking about, excuse me, during that time I was assistant manager, and I was
assistant to the manager, like Dwight.
Sorry, I got a burp, just ate lunch. And I was trying to wade through the waters. How do I do this? I'm super passionate, but how do I curtail that and now be professional, passionate, and approachable all in the same?
Yeah.
So doing the assistant manager thing, and it was my first experience that was probably 2018, right? I think, maybe.
Was it a little earlier?
Maybe a little bit earlier, but we were on top right around that time. We were going up on the freight boom. Everybody that's listening, that's trucking, you remember what 2018 was like. It was incredible.
Banger.
Gangbusters
year.
for freight. And I remember being in all these conference calls and seminars and this and that of the who's who, and everybody. And the whole idea was what's going to happen to the economy? When does this thing end? Right? Yeah. And I'm thinking every single one.
Second.
That's funny, because every single one that they said, every time that I was in one of those conversations, they said, "Oh, this freight boom, based on this analytic and this and that and all that, we are for sure going to see this freight market continue through the first quarter of 2020." And at least to the end of 2000, this economist, at least to the end of 2019, and this, and I'm in awe. I'm going, how do you all know that? I've got way too much to learn. And then first quarter 2019 happened, and I thought, oh, okay, so you all don't know what you're talking about.
You know how we could have gotten you better information?
Oh, spinning a wheel?
Well, don't listen to the forecasters of the world and the geniuses. You could have just called up my old pal Wayne Dollar, and been like, "Man, you've been in trucking for 40 years. What's this going to do next?"
Yeah.
Because I'm finding out it's very cyclical.
Oh gosh.
So we're just kind of doing this revolving thing with economy ups and downs.
Yeah.
And,
it's hard. COVID threw a wrench into everything.
yeah. Weird how a global pandemic will just kind of throw a monkey wrench in
the economy.
In your quarterly forecast.
Yeah. Well, I learned too.
We made it through that.
We did. And I learned it's important to have your finger on the pulse. When you talk about talking to Wayne Dollar and all that, it's important to stay connected and know who the lifeline is, who the veins are that carry that, because you can't just base your all information on data. There's a guy, Brent Hutto, you know him well, truckstop.com CRO, Chief Relationship Officer. He always said, he told me in the beginning, a long time ago, he said, data is just gobbledygooks of stuff. He says, it's until you can turn that data into information is it usable at all, right? Which is great, but you couple that with relationships and you can really get some information out of things. Sometimes these people, they don't know what they're talking about, right?
Yeah.
They're just going
on. My go-to has always been just call up some guy that's been doing this for 30. I can't say that, can I?
No. Bleep.
Bleep.
Oh, yeah. Okay. We got a bleep. He said something wrong. Anyway.
Shoot.
Yeah, that's a good word.
So, okay. Well, I backed myself into a corner there. Let's move on.
It's passion. Passion comes out in many forms and facets. That's
I think so. And so if we can do anything with this, man, what I'd love to be able to do is just have these conversations. I hope that the people that know us will know that we're sincere about this, but I hope that the people that are listening take it for what it is. We're not trying to be hotshot know-it-alls or superstars.
You see enough of those on YouTube and all this stuff, and everybody with the glitz and glam.
Experts. Yeah. I love them so much.
Yeah, they're fun. It's fun.
Hopefully this is a little more personable.
And they're all very unique,
Oh, yes.
Anyway, yeah, I hope it's all more personal too and comes across like we want it to.
And so our handy dandy guy that you cannot see on the camera or won't hear much of his voice except when he's belling us out or putting a truck horn in over my expletives. It is Mr. Roderick Young.
Hey.
And he has been doing a really good job of pushing out content and sharing updates for the industry and news on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel. We've got a private Facebook group for our owner-operators called Mercertown Lounge. If anybody's listening and you're not a member of that group and you're part of the Mercer family, get in there. There's a lot of guys with a lot of experience doing very well with Mercer over the years that are in there to help lend advice. But our goal is just to come up with everybody doesn't receive information the same way.
No.
And we're trying to diversify how we share information and get it out there to our guys and to the industry in different forms.
And I also think we got to respect the different outlets that information is shared, and not only that, but relationships or connections are built. I don't want to call them relationships, but I do, but I want to say connections as well. I spoke to you earlier about it. It's very important that we meet people where they are. And so often we only equate that to getting on the phone and calling them. There's a lot more time in the day than offering a load or connecting with them. That's one of the most important avenues. But if we can also be at their fingertips to listen to talk to, and get their feedback and do that, it's really important to do that, to stay connected and stay engaged constantly. Because we got a lot of stuff going on here. The industry has a lot of stuff going on. It's important to talk about, and it's important to share the information. So what better way than to use the tools we have at hand to create something good stuff.
And, I got a new iPhone this week. And
I saw that yesterday. The cameras and everything are nice. That's good.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I can barely figure out how to use it.
Mine's
because
cracked.
I am indeed your papal. But in getting this, my wife and I were talking, and she's like, "Oh yeah, it's about time you treated yourself to something nice," because I've been carrying around my iPhone that's like this big, and it's outdated, and you can barely update the software, and the battery life is like 32 seconds unless it's plugged in. And one of the things that came up was, I'm just really not used to the idea of going out and getting that technology. And what I'm getting after is this iPhones were invented not just in my lifetime. When I started at Mercer, there was no such thing as an iPhone.
It's gone really fast.
What you know what one of our requirements was for owner-operators when I came here?
What?
You had to have a pager.
I was going to say flip phone, one of the
so
racers.
if your coordinator had a load of freight, he could page you, and you could make your way to the truck stop and give him a call on our 800 number, so you wouldn't have to pay the payphone at the truck stop. Payphones, Roderick, are these things that used to exist where you would have to place money into an actual hardwired phone and make a phone call.
I saw.
Old enough for a payphone.
Are you?
Oh, okay.
I am too.
I tease because
I had a beeper.
Roderick's more handsome, athletic, and younger than me.
Before we talk about the industry, I saw a video where this dad had two 16-year-old kids, right? And he said, your last challenge, I guess they were on a scavenger hunt or something, but he said, your last challenge is underneath that blanket, right? And I'll give you $50 if you can do it. He lifted up the blanket, and it was a rotary phone. And on the rotary phone, it said, dial this number. And it was a little index card that said, dial this number. And the boys thought it was hilarious. The boys were like, are you serious? Are you, And Dad's like, yeah, dial the number. Pick up the phone and make a successful call to that number. And they couldn't figure it out. It was like a 20-minute video, and they could not figure. Not only that, they weren't even picking up the phone to give a dial tone. They thought that would reset the phone, so they would try to figure out how to dial the number.
And then pick it up.
And I thought, my gosh, man, this is wild to be able to do that.
I saw a Facebook post similar to that a while back where a kid was asking, why do we say hang up on someone?
Yeah,
when you end a call,
I didn't even think about that.
Unexpectedly. Why is that called hanging up on somebody?
Because you hang it up on the wall or on the
physically hang the phone up
to the receiver.
Yeah,
it's wild.
So anyway, what I'm getting at is this is all new to me. All of the new avenues of communication, and we've done things old school for a really long time, and there's nothing wrong with old school. It's one of the things I love about trucking is we try to keep things as old school as regulation will let us.
But technology's coming.
Technology's coming. The world's changing, and we've got to change with it. So really long intro. And
we could talk about technology in trucking if you want.
We can talk about technology in trucking.
Or you can talk about anything you want.
We could talk about Mercer on the road in trucking so that I can give my man Starks a promo.
All right.
He's not here with us today. It seemed like short notice.
I was like, Mercer on the road in trucking. What are you talking about?
Yeah, man. Starks and the team are going to be out a couple times in the upcoming month in August doing a couple of truck shows. So we got Don and Judy, Judy Simpson, former former employee turned owner-operator, turned employee, turned owner-operator, turned employee.
Yeah, it's a ping pong ball.
She just loves trucking.
Loves
it. She can do any of it.
Yep.
But her and Don are going out to the Salt Lake City show. That's looks like first weekend in August. That's the 4th and 5th. So if you guys are in the area, here's why we're really telling you about the truck shows. We don't have to recruit our guys, but we'd love for them to come out. Visit Don and Judy, have some lunch, talk about how things are going, get connected with us.
It's important.
One of the things we're really trying to focus on is feedback from the driving community. If we're going to change and we're going to get better, we need good feedback to do that on. And I know a lot of times people feel like, well, you just complain and then you just make a bad name for yourself. Not true here. You're not making a bad name or being called a complainer when you voice opinions or complaints with management when you call in. So come out, visit with us, talk to us. And then Dale Kilhorn also, he's a 19-year owner-operator with us that now is working with Anthony and the team in recruiting, and I think doing some contractor relations work, sort of. He's a good guy to connect with. He's
got over 2 million safe miles with us.
He knows the business.
He'd be mad if I didn't say that.
What else would he be mad if you didn't say?
A lot.
We're probably going to make him mad then.
Yeah.
Great.
Pause right there, everybody.
Whoa. So are we really pausing?
Yeah. No, you're really
like
pausing.
For real, you're not recording this?
No.
Even the mic?
Not the video part. The audio.
Oh, but the audio's still on?
Yeah.
Oh, well then, yeah, we're gold, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, if you want.
I don't know. There's another
There's another bleep.
There's another trick horn.
When you yell pause, you're good. You can pause it at that point. But this is fun.
Yeah, I like to talk.
It's a fun time.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, we were paused. All right, yeah.
So
we were paused.
We're learning as we go here.
So where else are we going?
Oh, so Big Iron Classic. And that is up in Minnesota, Kasson. Am I saying that right? Is that right? It's fact checker. Is that Kasson? Is it Kasson? Kasson? I don't know how to say that, but I'm going to go with Kasson, Minnesota. Okay. But the Big Iron Classic. And this is this show's been around for ages. If they're still doing it like they used to, my understanding is it's not like a convention or a trucking show in that sense, more of a pride and polish, and then they do a little convoy run.
That's fun.
And all of the money from entry fees and all of that is a charity.
Donated. That's
event.
really good.
So they're doing good stuff up there. But you can stop in and see Starks, Anthony, and Dale up there, and they would love to talk to you guys about what we're doing at Mercer, get you lunch, take you out to dinner or something.
Very cool.
Any time that our guys are out on the road, for you guys out there that visit truck shows, if you find some Mercer guys out there, come by and visit them, and let us get you some lunch, man. If there's one thing we're good at, it's eating. Freight could just go away forever. We'll still feed people.
Yeah, but I don't know how much.
Well,
maybe some crackers.
Might be crackers. But one thing we're really good at is making sure that, man, if we run into our guys out there on the road, we want to make sure you got a full belly and are able to talk to us about anything you want to talk to us by the time you leave.
Right.
And that's one of the big reasons that those guys go out there. So don't feel like you're intruding. If you're close, stop in and visit our team. So that's that. Oh,
yes.
I've got some exciting news.
All right.
Do
I know about this?
Yeah, of course you do. But you just ruined my setup.
I didn't know.
Did you know?
I didn't know. I thought you were excited.
Did you know that we're building a new driver's lounge?
Yeah, there's a giant hole in the parking lot.
There is.
I actually know. I thought that was common knowledge, but I went. We do new employee culture orientations, and one of them came to me the other day and said, "How do I get into Building 5? They're tearing it down." And I said, no, we still got to do orientation. We're actually building a new driver's lounge in the parking lot. Big deal. But, yeah, that's a huge hole there.
You know,
it's going to be a good thing.
It might have been fun if you just told them that's where they go if they screw this up.
Yeah, it's a big hole.
It's a big deal. That's where we put the failed coordinators.
You better orient yourself culturally. No, that's a big project.
So,
but there was at one time there was a gas station on that land, And when we got soil samples, it said there could possibly be a tank down there, some residual fuel. So that's why the hole had to be dug out so big. But what I didn't know, talking to Dale, and I'm sure everybody knows Mr. Dale Quorum. If you don't, get in tune with life,
Get to
for
know
goodness
Dale.
gracious. But talking with Dale, we have, the main truck lot 3, that's like 12 to 16 individual properties, and there was buildings all on that lot, like tons of buildings. And over the years, we tore them all down and built that.
Yeah.
Where Tasha's desk is, this is all, you probably know this history. You might not, Roderick. Where Tasha's desk is used to be an alley that ran through, and building 2 and building 3 were 2 separate things. And our good friend, Uncle Lenny, was the facilities director, and at the command of Mr. Howard and Mr. Stone, we connected those 2 buildings, and we've been tearing stuff down and buying stuff and building stuff.
The funny thing to me is we still call it building 2 and building 3.
Yeah, it's not just
although
one.
it's all under one roof.
It's under one roof. And
But,
it used to be a road. There used to be a road there that went all the way across that parking lot. Yeah, lots of crazy things.
Yeah,
For sure.
the old driver lounge,
I don't know about this.
I think at one point was just a warehouse dock, like a receiving area.
Really?
Yeah. So where the windows are, those were just like big docks that you could bump up to.
Really?
And they would unload stuff, and then the whole north side of that used to be warehouse. Back in the day, so we didn't have any of this warehouse. It was all over there.
Yeah.
And oh gosh, man, it's changed so much.
So yeah, new driver's lounge. Hopefully, we're waiting on a bunch of soil stuff and
Yeah, we're doing the
environmental,
making sure that we're okay with Uncle Sam and all of his EPA minions. But this just in,
okay.
I asked Tom for some interesting points and just got an email from him.
Okay.
So I wasn't even expecting to have this yet, but he did send it over this afternoon. So this is going to be for those of you guys that come in off of 64. You see Building 5 on 12th Street there where we have driver orientation. This is going to be in the same parking lot as that. And giant building. It's going to have, it looks like 2,800 square feet of just social entertainment space. So there'll be like TV rooms or maybe game rooms or places to gather just to hang out and talk, like a true driver's lounge,
Right.
to just hang out and visit and tell stories, truck stop stories.
I think it's cool that even though this year is so bad, and we are having a bad year, and it is cyclical, and it's not good for anybody, the owners and the general management group are still committed to doing something for the drivers and the contractors that make us successful.
This would be the easiest time ever to pull back the reins and say, just don't.
Yeah.
And
we at least recognize that it's the owner-operator that dictates our success.
Yeah, and I think it's good that we're still investing in our owner-operators at a time where money's tight and
Jeff Amon.
You have to pay for these waters
I know.
that we're having.
Jeff Amon said something interesting about that, why they're in the owner-operator business at all. For those of y'all who don't know, Jeff Amon and his brothers run a small outfit called ATBS that does taxes and business solutions for owner-operators. And they also, and their parents actually too, they ran in the 90s a sizable trucking operation. They had 900 trucks. You knew that, right?
I did not know that part.
Yeah, they had 900 trucks and reefers, but they didn't like it. Trucking hit a lull, and it's cyclical in nature, and they were asset based. And he tells a story about how at one point in time, he came in and his brothers and him looked at each other and they said, "Man, this stinks. Our people don't like us. We're trying to be successful. We don't like them. We're beating our heads against the wall. What are we doing?" And it was then they realized that they wanted to work with owner-operators because at an asset-based company, the market always dictates the rates, right?
Yeah.
There's no magic garden of freight with all the rates in the world. The market is the market, and it's always
Yeah.
going to dictate
Yeah,
the rates.
yeah.
So when you have an asset-based company, your highest cost is your labor, right? Your trucks. That's what costs the most. So if I, as the owner of the company or the company itself, want to be successful and the market is down, what must I then do to my labor? Cut costs.
Yeah.
I have to lower my wages, or I have to pay less, or work you less.
Or just get rid of people.
Or get rid of people.
And nobody likes that.
And then that's when they saw that is the detriment to being, or what they didn't appreciate about a true asset-based company, and why they vowed to work with an owner-operator company, because owner-operator, or work with owner-operators in general, whether leased on or individual, people that employ or lease on owner-operators make a percentage of what that owner-operator makes. So everything that they talk about or decide on or do in business has to be surrounded around what makes the owner-operator more successful, because the more they're successful, we make a percentage of what they make.
Yeah.
The more they can be successful, the more we're successful. The more they're happy, the happier we are. And that's cool that the owners recognize that, the GMG recognize that. And I read articles and read things about retention and keeping drivers. And Dale actually shared one with me 2 days ago. Things that people are just now pointing out, that happiness, and people don't quit a company, they quit a dispatcher, and culture is very important, and how you treat your people is so important. That really dictates the success and the happiness of the owner-operator, and we've been doing that since day one.
Yeah.
That's the pride right there. That's when I get excited about stuff.
Yeah. So
Sorry, soapbox. I'm off it now. I'm done.
No. Well said. Can I talk?
Shout
can I
out
talk
to
about
Jeff.
square footage?
Yeah, my bad. I interrupted
Just-
the square footage
Just kinda-
talk.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I get passionate
This-
about things. You know
No,
that I just get going.
I
can't
tease
help
you
myself.
because what you said was far more interesting and heartfelt than me rattling off.
You know that I can't help myself.
1,200 square feet of all-season room
Yeah.
with gas fireplace. So we're gonna have like this indoor-outdoor kind of area.
Oh, cool.
What I'm visualizing, I haven't really studied the blueprints of it or anything yet, but it looks like this outside, semi-outside area adjacent to the lounge, where we'll have like garage doors or doors
those
that
new-
open up.
Like those new restaurants that have that kind of shared
Yes,
indoor-outdoor
the little
space.
trendy indoor-outdoor kind of thing.
Very cool.
Have a big fireplace to gather around when the weather's a little chilly, but you still want that fresh air.
Yeah.
So that sounds pretty cool. Brand new kitchen,
All right.
600 square feet, commercial kitchen.
Great.
So good, durable, big stuff. One of the things we see a lot, especially on weekends, is we'll see a couple of guys throw in some money and just make a lot of food to feed everybody.
Yeah.
And people will just kind of chip in and they share meals. And,
I hear about that. I've never seen on weekends, but what a cool concept.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
that's awesome.
people eat around here. So we're going to have a nice big commercial kitchen for meals. There's going to be a grilling area outside for people that want to cook out, and that'll be in proximity to the inside area. So, you can get those steaks in off the grill.
This is in the
while
same.
somebody-
It's in the orientation lot. You said that right? Yeah.
Yeah, over by Building 5, 12th and Main Street, south side of 12th and Main. But also, new private shower restroom situation. If you've ever been at Mercer, it's kind of like you go into the bathroom, and you got stalls over here for showers, and you got stalls next to them. And, there's nothing as gratifying as taking a shower and smelling somebody pooping 8 feet away from you. It's just glorious. But
you're not wrong.
But once again, we bought properties that were other things and turned it all into a trucking company over almost 50 years. So we've kind of taken a cue from some of the truck stops and facilities out there on the road so that a guy can go in and have his own private restroom with his own private shower stall. You can sit down a shaving kit on the sink while you take your shower and don't have to worry about somebody running off with your deodorant, your toothpaste, or whatever. And I'm not saying that happens here, but it's just that feeling of security and privacy that you don't get in the current situation. So that's going to be nice. There's going to be some private rooms for people that want to get away. Maybe you don't want to sit in a room full of 14 people telling stories from the road.
You got to find your loads.
Yeah. Maybe you want to call home and talk to your children before bedtime, get your prayers in before they go to bed. Just, a little private time to yourself. You don't always want to air out your business in front of everybody. We're going to have a contractor relations office in there, so if you're in there and you need help with something, you're not sure where to go. We're a pretty big campus. There's a lot of buildings with a lot of different personnel, so they can point you in the right direction or just help you if you're having problems. Lots of TVs, lots of outdoor space, patio. It's going to be really
like it.
Neat.
That's a lot.
And Tom is having a ball.
I'm sure he is. I know him.
Tom's our facilities manager / architect / dude knows how to do a lot of things, but he really builds great environments and is really good at designing and thinking through those kind of things. And spent a really lot of time talking to drivers over in our current driver lounge, just going, hey, if I built you a new building, what do you need in there?
So we've had some good meetings with some drivers on talking about what's accessible, what's not, what's needed, what's not, what's overkill. So that's cool.
Well, Tom will bring the overkill if we let him.
Yeah.
He's good.
If you let him loose.
Man, he's creative and can really build awesome things. So we're excited about the new driver's lounge. And again, kudos to leadership for saying we were going to do something, and then even when the economy turned and there could be a better situation for us to build a new building financially, they see the value in us making sure that our contractors feel at home when they're here. So go Mercer.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Awesome stuff.
What else? Oh, did you know?
You're setting me up again. I probably do.
I always say, did you know?
I probably do.
He knows all of these
setting
things.
me up again.
We don't do anything without Tyler knowing about it.
Yeah.
But we had a photo contest for women in trucking.
Just a little one.
Our two-headed Amanda Brown, Amanda Harper, spearheaded the whole campaign. We did not win the photo competition. And do you know why?
Because
they said the photographers were terrible. The people and the idea were beautiful, but the photographers were absolutely terrible.
I remember it differently. I think we're one of 30 selected.
Oh, no. That's the other thing. This is just the photo contest.
It's just the photo contest.
Just the photo contest.
Okay.
Bad photography.
Oh, okay.
They were all blurry.
Did we? Oh, okay. But it was good. Photo was good. Tell them what we actually did win. I'll tell them.
Are we allowed to talk about it yet?
Oh, no. We can't. Not until October. Tune in to October. We literally can't talk about it yet. We're not supposed to.
But there is a thing
About women in trucking.
and we are members of Women in Trucking, and I would dare say, in totally unrelated topic,
Yeah.
that we are a very good place in the
man.
transportation industry for females to find employment and opportunity.
And males. And anyone.
Well, anybody,
we're a
but,
good
but I
place to
think
work
we're
for.
very progressive in the fact that, in a industry that's been historically dominated by male figures,
Yep.
we have a very strong female presence of very good leaders, and we're really proud of that. And not just internally. We've got some
fantastic driver
females
base.
out there on the road that are kicking butt.
Top 10s.
Yes, just celebrated our first solo female owner-operator that hit the top 10. Very independent, very skilled in what she does. And, Jerry's out there crushing it. And we're really proud to be involved with that organization.
We're proud to celebrate our people in all aspects, but the important part too is that we've been doing it forever. When we were talking about the photo contest, my idea to do that, or one thing that I wanted to do was show that how the quote, we are generational. We have women of all ages work, and we've been doing it for a long time. This isn't new to us, and it's important that we still celebrate that and see that change in our industry.
We have women in the office in management positions that have been here 30 years, 40 years,
2 years, I think. She
all
might get on me
kinds
for
that
that
have been
one.
here over a decade. And we won't name names or make anybody feel old.
I was
out
looking
of
at
fear
something.
of getting my mouth slapped.
I was looking at something, not to bring us off topic, but it's still on topic.
Oh, do we have topic?
Yeah, I don't know. We might talk for 3 hours here if we don't have topic.
Gosh, I hope so.
But I was looking at bamboo the other day because someone brought up how old is your tenure for people, for employees?
Oh, like average tenure?
I've got I can see under operations we have 111 people. So of those 111 people, 34% have been here 10 years or longer. And then an additional or I think it was in the 20s, it was in the high 20s, have been here 4 or more years. So that speaks to itself. What a cool place to work. What a fun place to work.
There's a lot of experience in trucking here.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. It's I joke a lot about being here for so long. I've been here 20 years. I turned 50 this year, and I still I still feel like that young guy at Mercer.
Yeah, but
just because of people that have been here for so long,
right?
Like I still feel like the new guy.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been here for 20 years.
Like the new guy.
That's less than half the time of my boss.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
And, of course,
Shoot, I hope that the market will shift so we can have a lot of retention and retain guys in the trucking industry. The industry itself is tough right now.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of how we're doing in the office, it is a rough out there.
Yeah.
That's all right. We're going to keep on grinding, right?
Yeah. We just, we've got some guys that have been here for a long time and have been successful through a lot of these ups and downs with us over the years. And one of the things that I've learned, man, if you can just hang in there, it'll turn. There is light at the end of the tunnel, even though trucking's really hard right now. And I don't want to ever make light of that. We can't feel all of the pain points of an owner-operator in this trucking environment.
No.
We can only try to understand it and find ways to help them navigate it.
It bothers me when I hear, and I've heard it a lot recently, I'll hear brokers, and I'll go to TIA or things like that. TIA's Transportation Intermediaries Association, and I'll hear brokers and lots of brokerages say this. Actually, it's a normalizing market. We're back to normal. We're not pre-pandemic. We're not post-pandemic. It's a normal market, and rates are below normal from what we see. Volumes are way below normal. But cost of doing business and living expense and everything like that has changed dramatically.
Yes.
So how guys operate and how they function and their business health has changed. So that's what's really not normal. So I hate when people equate it to something as simple as, this is actually getting back to normal. So many things are different that it's hard to just throw that in the same umbrella and say, deal with it, this is normal. That's really what they're saying.
Yeah,
It's not right.
That's what guys that didn't just pump 300 gallons of diesel and have to put 2 steer tires on say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And so hang in there, guys. If you're already here at Mercer and you're doing this with us, thank you. And man, we're going to see through to the other side of this. Just hang in there. Keep doing the best you can. Communicate with us if you have any needs. I promise there's somebody here that wants to help you be successful. If you can't find them, call me and I'll point you in the direction because I know who the people are that want you to do well.
How much time do we got? Do we go into talk about business, or do we?
47 minutes.
47 minutes deep. We were wondering if we could stretch this out a half hour or so.
Yeah, I know. That's tough.
So, how many people you think have nodded off at this point?
Well, it depends on how we talk to them.
I'm going.
Yeah, I know, right? If we need to be a little bit more lively and not so.
Hey, you! Wake up!
I think as we get into this, we get a little bit more talking about some hard-hitting stuff and really figuring out what we're doing and how we're doing it and interviewing some people.
I have no intention in addressing hard-hitting stuff. I'm
Really?
here for comedy.
Oh, okay.
Comedic relief.
Leave that to me.
Value. Yes. I'm going to let you be
Let me
businessy.
be the guy. That's
and
fine.
we're going to be like Abbott and Abbott.
Nope.
Rather than Abbott and Costello.
Nope. You're showing the 50.
Oh, that's the 50?
Yeah, it's the 50.
Nobody knows
sorry,
who
man.
Abbott and Costello is
They
at
say
all.
They say age is just a number. The numbers is adding up.
I don't care. I'm owning it.
So let's do
I think
this.
I can best describe my feelings from Bugs Bunny episode 14.
Nope, not there either.
No, still
No.
Okay.
You can send me the YouTube.
You know, it's
link.
like that one time on Gilligan's Island.
Like
maybe
tiny bit. Yeah.
maybe 4 people
Yeah.
in their 30s.
Why don't we, until you dig a deeper hole, why don't
This
we?
is my favorite thing.
Why don't we pause it and get to what we're going to talk about next, which is going to be Mercer Biz, knowing your numbers, talking about financial literacy and stability and how to run lean or what that looks like to us. Can't be a how-to because I don't know how to, but I will discuss what things we're developing and trying to help in the effort to provide every owner-operator here the ability to be successful or the knowledge, anything that they want with the knowledge to be successful.
Okay.
You want to do that?
So yes. So
It's like
I
a
know where
long
you're
topic.
going. Maybe people that are listening don't know exactly where you're coming from on that.
Okay.
So explain to us one. I think that we're in a situation currently where we understand not every owner operator has been an owner operator for 35 years.
Correct.
We have seen a lot of new blood coming into the industry.
Yep.
And a lot of people, when I feel like when COVID hit and all of a sudden there were loans available to start small businesses. And then we had a spot market that was booming because we were really counting on trucks to do a lot of stuff as people weren't out in the world shopping and needed goods and services and things shipped to them. Every truck driver was a hero
Right.
during COVID, and which is odd because we kind of depend on truck drivers every single day for our livelihood. We're used to depending on truck drivers. But all of a sudden, everybody saw the value, and rates were really good, and you could walk outside, throw a rock, and hit 4 loads of freight with it.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a lot of people got into it, and this is really the first opportunity that our newer guys that are coming into the industry have been exposed to. It's not always banger.
No, yeah.
It's not always the best environment, and those rates aren't always the same, and the availability is so. I feel like we are seeing guys that are feeling the pinch for the first time in their owner-operator careers, where they might be very experienced drivers.
Yeah.
But when you're driving somebody else's truck, if it breaks down, they put you in a different seat.
Right.
And you keep hauling freight, you get your paycheck next Friday.
Right.
Where an owner-operator has a breakdown, well, now he's got to come up with $7,000 for repairs, and he's not making a paycheck while the truck is down. And
and it's during COVID. You could go, or after COVID, post-COVID, like you say, you could throw a rock and hit 4 loads, and the loads would pay whatever that truck basically wanted it to pay, and you can go out there and gross $30,000 to the truck in a month. And times just aren't like that, so it's a shock to the system. But that'll be definitely good to talk about.
So I bring that up to just kind of give you the segue to. We know we've got a lot of really experienced owner operators that have seen this, 5, 6, 7 times in their careers. But you guys are working on some things for the guys that are newer to owner-operator and running your own business, and in hopes to help them be more successful. So you want to talk a little bit?
Or really just give them the tools to be more successful. Do we pause and do that next time? Do we stop and do that next time after an hour of talking? Or do we go for it?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I think that's a good topic. I think we should make that a thing to talk about.
I'm okay with rolling that into next go around and really digging in and hearing some of the stuff that you guys are talking about.
Good. Well, that's it.
Yeah, I think we're doing good. If I'm not sure when our next one of these is going to be. We haven't really nailed down a specific timeline, but let's give guys a heads up. Just in case we're just getting back in time for this or not. Coming up in August, our good friends at CVSA are having brake inspections, brake blitz during brake safety week. So, get those brakes going. Make sure your air pressure's right. Make sure your slack adjuster is adjusted. Make sure you don't have cracks, splits in your brake pads. Just little things that pop up that, sometimes these things just happen mid-trip. So get your pre-trip inspections done when you're going out, and keep an eye on those brakes. They're going to be cracking down, and, you don't have to have something completely terrifying, dangerous to get popped. They like to, I don't want to say they nitpick, but they nitpick. So be careful. Make sure you're on point. And, man, we need you safe out there. So you guys drive safe and
drive safe.
Take care of each other out there.
Thank you for doing this. Thank you for having me. Thank you for putting this together. The room is like a sauna. I've never been so hot in my life, so I'm excited that the air just came on. Is it the room or
just you?
No, it's not me. The air just came on though. But anyway, however it looks, thanks for putting it together. Yeah, look, thank you. Roderick said plug the socials.
Plug the socials. You can find us on YouTube. Mercer
LinkedIn,
Transportation has a
YouTube.
page. We're on LinkedIn if you want to see the good people things that are happening. We've got a great Facebook page that Roderick is doing a fantastic job of putting content. And once again, if you're here, if you're part of the Mercer family, check out the Facebook group. Get in there. There's a lot of guys in there that have been here for a long time that have a lot of good advice and help on how to navigate the Mercer waters. So, good stuff.
Good.
It's good to be a part of the Mercer family.
Yeah, let's do it. Look forward to next time.
All right.
Everybody listening, stay safe. Love you all.
Go Mercer.